Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good after wherever you are. Welcome to the Angry Onion. News and views that just stink on most occasions. Week 9, October 31st, 2021. And well, shall we say, Happy Halloween. I know some of the kids celebrated it on the 30th, but today is the official day of Halloween, this Sunday, the 31st. So, with that in mind, we're going to move right along with the Angry Onion, AO, and give you some good stinking stuff on this Halloween day. And this week on the Angry Onion, we hope to have something for you that just stinks so good. Mmm, smell the funk, because we're going to stink it up in here today for you. So, our goal is to give a short, different side of some of the unique stories from the world of news, weather, sports, or something just crazy. Most of it will stink, but I guess what? I'm an onion and I stink. If you think it stinks, you can definitely talk about it in the comments section by yourself or with others. However, remember, I'm an onion and I stink. So whatever I do is bound to stink. And as an onion, I don't have logic. If you get upset, then all I can say is that you're getting upset with an onion, and an onion doesn't have a brain or feelings. We will have an onion breath stinker of the week. You can also nominate someone to be the breath stinker of the week, and we'll tell you how you can do that a little bit later. Each week we will have a unique question or topic for you to ponder and discuss, and more than likely, it will stink. So let's get right to the news. All right, let's get started on this week's news story. This Halloween day. It comes to us from Illinois. It says 2 dead, 12 injured in Halloween party shooting in Illinois. Gunfire erupted early Sunday near a DJ booth that was set up in the backyard of a home, authorities said. Witnesses reported that two gunmen opened fire from an elevated position on a porch looking down over the crowd of more than 200 people. More than 12 people were wounded, two of them fatally, in a shooting early Sunday at a Halloween party in Will County. Authorities said the shooting erupted about 12:40 a.m. near a DJ booth that was set up in the backyard at a home in the 1000 block of East Jackson Street in Joliet Township. According to a statement from the Will County Sheriff's Office, witness told detectives that two gunmen opened fire from an elevated position on the porch, looking down over the crowd of more than 200 people. A patrol sergeant who was in the area heard as many as 12 gunshots ringing out near Jackson and Walnut Street and began investigating, the sheriff's office said. The sergeant then saw over 100 people rushing east on Jackson, and he was directed to the home. Police officials ultimately found over a dozen people suffering from gunshot wounds in the backyard at a nearby residence, the sheriff's office said. As authorities were investigating, additional shots were heard in the area. Two of the victims succumbed to their wounds, while four others suffered injuries that were thought to be life-threatening. The sheriff's office said those who died hadn't been identified by Sunday morning because their families hadn't yet been notified. One of the suspect shooters was described as a Hispanic male with facial hair and a medium build who was seen wearing a red hooded sweatshirt, a black flat billed hat, and dark pants. The sheriff's office said the other suspect, who donned a ski mask, was described as a male, possibly Hispanic or black of a light complexion, with a medium build. The sheriff's office said he was seen wearing a yellow hooded sweatshirt. All right, it's Halloween. Fools come out, crazy people come out, dumb people come out, right? Uh, I've just never understood. If you got a beef with someone, what's with all the shooting? Well, either go kick his butt or get your butt kicked or just squash it because I would say in life there's more important things than fighting someone, right? Unless you're going to get paid for it from a professional standpoint, what's the purpose of it? I get it if someone is messing with your family, I get that piece of it. But shooting in a crowd, that one I just don't get. So, people trying to have a good time, you have a beef with someone or some individuals, you decide to shoot up the place. But you shoot up the place and then you run. See, that's the piece that if you're this tough guy, because you've gotten tough because you got a gun, why run? Wait till the police come. Shoot it out with them. Be proud of what you have done. Stand there and say, yes, I'm the one that shot up this place. I don't need to run and hide. I definitely don't need a ski mask on. I just don't get that. And it's not a today's society. These things have been going on for a while. I'm in my 50s. It's I'm not going to sit here and say this is something new. And my views then haven't changed from my views now. It's just idiotic and stupid. Very stupid. So, to my two suspects, you stink. The angry onion, Mr. A.O., says you stink. I hope you're caught. Hope you get the ultimate penalty. Since you killed two people, that ultimate penalty is death. You know, you should get that penalty. Hopefully, while you're in jail leading up to that penalty, uh, you get saved. If you're not saved, you uh, repent. But this is wrong. Lives are uprooted, torn apart over nonsense. That's our story. 2 dead, 12 injured in Halloween party shooting in Illinois. All right, it's sports time. And so a little disclaimer here. The story that I'm going to go over with is actually a part of the story that we'll talk about after the story that we read here, uh, and it'll all make sense. On yesterday, the Ole Miss Rebels uh, visited the Auburn Tigers uh, in Auburn, Alabama, for a football game in which the Auburn Tigers won 31 to 20. But let's take a look at this story, and then we will kind of pick it up from there. It says Auburn preparing for a likely fourth down showdown against Ole Miss. It says don't confuse Lane Kiffin's aggressiveness for recklessness. For those that may not know, Lane Kiffin is the Ole Miss football coach and a very good coach. The Ole Miss coach analytics-driven approach to the game has driven some criticism, as it did in the aftermath of the Rebels' loss to Alabama earlier this season. But there's a method to the madness. When you dive into the analytics, rather, it's obviously teaches you to play different. Kiffin said at SEC Media Days. I think some people used to do that just gunslinger mentality of I'm just going to go for it no matter what. That is not that. That is all calculated. Those calculations have produced distinct brands of football for the 10th ranked Ole Miss football team. A style of play that will present 18th ranked Auburn with its own set of challenges when the two teams square off on Saturday at 6 p.m. in Jordan-Hare Stadium, which was yesterday. The Rebels, 6-1, overall 3-1 in the SEC, head to the Plains with the most aggressive fourth down offense in the country this season. They lead the nation in fourth down attempts at 30, as well as fourth down conversions at 23, successfully converting 76.7% of the time, a rate that is ninth nationally, but only behind Air Force, 20 of 25 among teams who go for it at a high volume. Ole Miss this season has gone for it on fourth down at least 3 times in each of its 7 games this season. In 3 of those contests against Louisville, they were 3 for 3. Tulane, 5 for 5. And last week against LSU, 3 for 3. Kiffin's teams were perfect on his fourth down attempts. The long game in which the fourth down tactic backfired for the Rebels came against the Tide when Ole Miss converted each of its first 2 attempts early in the game, but was thwarted on its next 3. Afterward, Kiffin defended the decision to go for it in those situations, noting that Ole Miss went for it when the analytics called for it, and because he wanted to show confidence in his offense, as he said afterwards, scared money doesn't make money. Now, everything he's talking about is correct. Uh, you dig down into the analytics and you come up with strategies and uh, tactics to drive the behavior you want your football team in. So he's taught his team to be in an aggressive manner, to play aggressive football, to not back down. And look, they're ranked. We're ranked 10th in the nation due to that. The problem I have with it, as what happened last week, when your analytics uh, overshadows sometimes common sense. And here's case in point. On yesterday, Ole Miss was down 11 points. It's fourth down. They're inside the 10. They have the ability to kick the field goal because it's a 2-score game. Kick the field goal, which cuts it down to 1 score, and then try an onside kick or utilize your defense to uh, stop Auburn. He elected to go for it on fourth down. Instead of getting it at least 3 points and cutting the game down to a 1 possession, he got nothing out of it, and it was still a 2-possession game in which Auburn had the ability to run the clock out. So I get it on all the analytics and all. I get it. His success, although be it against Louisville, Tulane, and LSU, where it's been perfect, means that it's not so perfect in your other areas, other teams, better football teams, I might say. So, in doing that yesterday, I think he took the air out of his team. Once again, that's not to mean that he's not a good coach or what he's saying doesn't work, because it has worked. But I just feel in yesterday's situation, that was a little off. Also, in your first few games doing this, most teams may not be as prepared for it uh, as they are later on in the season. So, this article I read to you was an article prior to the game, which means there was no surprises from Ole Miss coming up on Auburn. Auburn was ready. Auburn was prepared. Auburn had studied all of the different play schemes that you have ran on fourth down. They used their analytics. In this particular case, they blitzed. They knew you were going to throw the ball. They blitzed, disrupted the play, and it was an incomplete pass where you didn't even have an opportunity. So I just thought this was an interesting sports story because I'm not an Ole Miss Rebel fan. I'm an SEC fan. So if they're playing someone outside the SEC, I'm going to cheer for them. But I just thought yesterday this stunk. This was stinky when you had the opportunity to bring it down to take it down to a 1 possession game and really uh, have the opportunity either from an onside kick, which you had time, or your defense uh, kind of throttling down the Auburn offense. Let me know your thoughts on this, on Lane Kiffin. Like I said, uh, And no way am I saying, boy, he's a bad coach. He's turned into an exceptional coach, and he has the Ole Miss Rebels clicking on all cylinders. Just thought this was a bad attempt yesterday with the fourth down process that he utilized. Let me know what you think on our sports story on the AO, Angry Onion. All right, it's time for some weather here. Today's weather forecast comes to us from Camden, which is a city and a county seat of Ouachita County in the south central part of the United States in the state of Arkansas. The city is located about 100 miles south of Little Rock, which is the capital of Arkansas. In 2000, Camden had a population of 13,154, but it lost 7.4% of its residents and recorded 12,183 in 2010. Camden is the principal city of the Camden Metropolitan Statistical Area, which includes all of Ouachita and Calhoun counties. The big attractions in the town include the McCullum Chedester House, home of the Ouachita County Historical Society. Built in 1847 by a local merchant, Peter McCullum, the house was purchased by John T. Chedester in 1857 and was used as a way station on his stage line. It was featured in the television series North and South. The weather this week, coming from Camden, this week we'll see temperatures in the 70s on Monday, but dropping the rest of the week as a cold front comes in. The highs being in the mid 50s and the lows in the upper 30s. Change of weather, change of season, change of month. A big warm thank you to Camden, Arkansas for this week's weather on the Angry Onion. All right, we're ready for this week's Onion Breath Stinker of the Week. And it comes to us from Popeye's Chicken in Washington, D.C. This was what we call a franchise or a company's nightmare when it comes to social media. It appears a employee of Popeye's Chicken here in Washington, D.C. I know there's a number of different Popeye's Chickens in Washington, D.C., and we won't say which. But this particular location, an employee who works there on his TikTok account posted a video. Yep. The video was not of the nice, crispy thighs and legs and breast of the Popeye's chicken, or wasn't of the famous mashed potatoes and gravy. Nope, 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 nope. It was not. It was not the very popular chicken sandwich, whether it's regular or spicy. Nope, nope, nope. That wasn't what was on TikTok. What was on TikTok was rats running around in the kitchen. That's a no-no. That's a no-no. And here's the thing. You don't get mad at the person that filmed it. You don't get mad at them for putting it on TikTok. You get mad about it for your pest control issues in the restaurant. You got to do better than that. Okay? You have to do better than that. And I'm pretty sure it's talked about in that restaurant, and they probably went to management and said, hey, something has to give here. There's all kind of bait traps and things you can put out. Heck, even if you close down one day and exterminate the heck out of it, clean it up, then good sanitizing of it. But you can't have that. That just stinks right there. I'm sorry, Popeyes. That one stinks. And we're not talking about all those stores. This was a particular store in Washington, D.C. So I would ask that they clean it up. You don't have to be stinky. I mean, you got a good product, a very good product, solid product, and I don't care. I've been in the business before. You have various type of pest issues, but you have to take the initiative, the forefront to get out there and eliminate that as best you can, as much as you can, because this is what you call a marketing disaster from a social media standpoint that gets out there, and about time you find out about it, it's already out, been shared hundreds of times, and next thing you know, the Department of Health is showing up. So this week's onion breath stinker of the week is Popeye's chicken in the Washington, D.C. area. So if you have someone you'd like to nominate, stay tuned and I will tell you that in just a second. All right. So if you believe you have an onion breath stinker and you'd like to nominate someone, please do that. Just shoot us an email at rodtv65@gmail.com. Let us know why you're nominating that person, and we'll try to get them there. You don't have to send us a picture. You just let us know that they stink, you know. And guess what? Others may say they stink. Others may say, well, this whole process stinks. But guess what? I'm an onion, and I'm supposed to stink. All right? Okay. Let's move on. Oh, all righty. Let's get ready for this week's stinker question of the week. It's a short one and to the point. Nothing controversial about it. Just want to know what your thoughts are and what your preferences are. This week's stinker question is, what is your favorite season? Is it spring, summer, fall, or winter? Are you a warm person, hot person, cool person, or a cold individual when it comes to your favorite season? Me personally, I like them all. My preference, I'm a warm weather guy. Give me spring, summer, sometimes the early parts of fall, but I am cold natured. So let me know your thoughts. Give us your comments. Talk among yourselves. But once again, the stinker question of the week is, what is your favorite season? Well, once again, thank you for listening to and tuning in to the show, The Angry Onion. It stinks and it will continue to stink. But remember, I'm an onion. Heyo, I'm the angry onion, and everything that I do stinks. Thank you to The Angry Onion, which is a production of Rod TV 65, where reality meets the public. Rod TV 65 is a production of BBB2M Media.